Make me.
Sometimes I regret going on Twitter. I hate it. I really do feel like sometimes people should take a break. And then you do take a long break. And then you come back and then you see stuff like this. Now, I don't know if this is true. I follow gaming as well, but Lord have mercy, gaming has become this ultimate drama-infused sphere. I don't know why. Why you can just leave that stuff for the movie and TV stuff. People just have to infiltrate everything, I swear to God.
The internet is not the nicest of places.
So we've talked about Stellar Blade before. I started making a video about Tifa and the whole female thing. I've done a video on this before, but is this real? I can't find this article, so take this with a grain of salt. I always try to fact check people when they take screenshots, and then there's certain websites that claim that other websites said things or people said things, and if I can't see it anywhere else, I am a bit dubious. But let's just pretend that this is based on truth. Hopefully this is not the case. But this person posted and said, laughable, IGN revises history, pretends SJWs never trashed Bayonetta and Nier Automata for being over-sexualized. People trashed Bayonetta? Anyway, just so they can go after Stellar Blade's Eve with the racist trope of calling Asian women over-sexualized dolls. And the post here, according to them, was screenshot from IGN, which says, it's not new, and other games have chosen to highlight the strengths of their female characters, but where a Bayonetta stands out with an iconic character design, or a 2B from Nier Automata inspires an entire generation of cosplayers, Eve from Stellar Blade is just bland. A doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman? Excuse me? Not to be that person, but what is the difference? Aside from, like, their style, you know, their basic look, I guess, but their body types are almost exactly the same. What are we talking about right now? What is this person if this is actually based on reality, what in the world is actually wrong with this person? If someone actually made a post like this, were they drinking their own piss? Were they guzzling someone else's? Okay, I get if they're saying, oh, Eve is bland to them. Fine, everybody has their preference, even though she literally looks like she resembles the other characters that he's mentioning. Is it her clothes? Because if you're critiquing her outfit, I can understand that. But the part that's confusing me is where it says a doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman. Does it mean her personality? Imagine you're a superhero, not even a superhero. Imagine you're a woman, right? And you're like, I'm just gonna do my thing because I know that guys like me, but I'm gonna kick some ass in the meantime. And maybe my personality is more introverted. A lot of introverted people come off like, I guess, bland to some people. I don't know Eve's character, her personality, but if that's the case, sure, why not? She's doing exactly the same thing other people did, except that they probably have a different personality. So then you chalk up the entirety of the person's existence to them being a doll sexualized by someone who's never seen a woman, even though she literally resembles all the female characters in that genre. Are you okay, bro? Whoever wrote this, are you okay? Have you ever seen a woman? You sound like, I don't know, sounds like something's going on. The ire in which he wrote this post. If this post is real, by the way, because I can't personally find it. People are just perpetuating it, and it could be fake, but I can't even blame people for believing that it's real because there's people out here that exist that have these kind of perspectives. Hypocrisy at its finest. And this is from IGN, right? Is this somebody who wrote an IGN article? I'd like to find this article if this is actually true. Knowing the backlash they're probably getting now, watch them try to erase it. But every single one of these other characters are sexualized. When did IGN ever have a problem with that? The men are sexualized too in video games. Did you know that? Nobody cares about that, right? Those dumb old men. Take your shirt off, fluff up your banana, and just keep doing what you do and keep your mouth shut. All we need to see is your muscles and your peen. That's it. We don't need you to talk. That's all you're there for us to ogle. For women and gay men to just ogle you and beat off to you.
Is this you?
Who's the hottest female game character?
I would definitely have to say my character, Fiona V of EverQuest.
Miss Pac-Man, a little flat-chested, but she has curves where it counts. That bow in her hair is lovely.
I'm partial to Kasumi, Dead or Alive, Lara Croft.
Well, Lara Croft has to be in the top 3.
Who would you choose?
Lara Croft.
Is it Lara Croft or is it Angelina Jolie you're thinking about?
Lara Croft.
Okay.
Because the game was out before Angelina Jolie.
You're right, but then she made it kind of like really hot.
Yeah, but the character was hot anyway.
I want to audition for Lara Croft. Do you think I'd make it?
You have my vote.
It's a toss-up between the girl from Mirror's Edge, Faith, and also like the girl from Heavenly Sword, the redhead. Well, I'm just throwing names out there right now. I really don't. They all beautiful. You know, it sells, right? So they're all beautiful.
I'm a real Final Fantasy favorite, so it's gotta be you. Chun-Li. Chun-Li, #1, hands down.
The Chinese girl that fights in Street Fighter.
Any female character you can create on World of Warcraft is pretty awesome.
Attractive, not sexy, I would say Zelda from Legend of Zelda, but not one of those that you want to, take behind the trailer, but one you want to marry. She's marriage material.
Princess Toadstool.
Daisy. Zero Suit Samus.
Wow, I was thinking of Zero Suit Samus.
Oh,
Yeah, she is. You know what? I gotta go with Princess Toadstool then too, dude.
I'd probably say Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, and Roll from Mega Man. Roll's hot. I don't care if she's a robot.
I'm gonna start with the big sister in Bioshock 2 because I like tough girls, and this girl's a badass. She can take down anybody. Tough love is big sister. Tougher love is big daddy.
I only have one thing to say about Luigi. Muy macho bigote.
Awesome.
That means very manly mustache in Espanol.
This you, IGN? This you? How chill people were back then. Interesting. Interesante. Someone pointed out that it's also hilarious how they sell sexualized figurines on their store. Imagine feeling this sad and threatened by a video game character. And when you make posts like this, you're also insulting a lot of us women who might have the same proportions as the character. Because maybe you've never seen a woman or a woman outside of the types that you usually surround yourself with, but women actually exist that look like that. Do you not exist in a world where women look like that? Anyway, I guess the women look like carrots where he comes from. And you know what? Fine, sure. But don't sit there in all your misogynistic ignorance and think that you know what every woman looks like. Because clearly you don't have that type of experience if you could make such a brain dead take. Wow. Looking at her too, like, I mean, just like the gameplay and stuff, she's not even that bad. She's wearing basically the same type of pants that half of the gym girls and OF girls wear. And are you the same person who's gonna come down on them? Are you gonna tell women that you're over-sexualized? I bet not. I bet you're the same dude who'd probably beat off to that, right? You'd be the same one being like, look at how they're over-sexualizing women. How dare they? While he's also jacking himself off to those women. That's hypocrisy right there. It's the men who scream the loudest about that stuff who are doing it in secret. The ones that are like, this is disgusting. Look at what these disgusting men are doing while you're one of them. Bro, you're one of them and you're outing yourself because you're the one yelling the loudest about stuff like this. Just presuming that this is true. But usually when people are that upset and then they just project this way and then tell everybody else, hey, anyone who likes this, you need to have your hard drive checked. Usually they're the ones that need their hard drive checked. There is usually, because I've met 2 people like that. And I've even known about like celebrities who talked about stuff like that, like being gay, like these preachers that they preach the loudest about homosexuality. That's a thing. Like, I know all y'all out there are sinning. Come to find out, this preacher who was condemning people for homosexuality was also a homosexual and preying on little boys in church. It's the weirdest thing. And it's not just a religion thing. It happens all around. Those same women who are like, oh, these toxic males that use their muscles and stuff to like get females to do things for them. Those are the guys they go after. Those men, they're like, look at all these pedals, like what they're doing to the children. Usually the ones who are going after children. I'm not saying that's always the case, but there is something to be said when people who nobody asked for any advice or anything are out there standing on a pulpit pointing their fingers down at everybody else. To the point where it almost feels like the person has a problem.
You will find I am kind.
Until you discover the irony that they're the ones who had been involved in the very actions and viewpoints they're condemning other people for. What's even funnier in this regard to the post is the person replying to the post by someone else who fact checks them in one regard, even though that might not be completely the truth, because an article giving glowing reviews about something is not the same as a huge section of a specific group of people not agreeing with it. But anyway, the person says that IGN was praising Bayonetta's sexuality and character design in 2009, and the IGN of Nier doesn't even mention 2B's character design. So here's what they said. And this is one person too. Like each of these, if they're true, it's one person saying it. but it's also being repped on the website. But anyway, it could be in direct response to the person's caption. But again, I like how people just completely gloss over the main subject matter, which is the IGN author, again, if this is true, referring to a character that is very similar to the other characters praises as a doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman. Who knows, maybe he feels the same way about those characters. You're also low-key or high-key insulting the developers as well, and everyone has a right to their opinion, but it's the hypocrisy. It's your hypocrisy that people are calling out. Because remember, you're representing the company. Like, if IGN's name is on these articles, I'm assuming that IGN, or at least I would hope so, that they're vetting these people and also somebody is editing and looking over these things, peer reviewing these things before they release it, because this reflects their own views or their company. You know, it's the hypocrisy in criticizing one character for their appearance while simultaneously admiring other characters who are basically visually similar and objectified by their fan base, including the cosplayers, for those very same traits. It's the audacity to insult the audience who might have a crush on Eve from Stellar Blade by trying to shame them from your little pulpit of self-righteousness, while also selling sexy figurines in your shop. Pick a lane, IGN. Pick a lane. Look, I don't know the background of Stellar Blade, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a sect of people who will cosplay as her, as Eve, just because people like you have made her popular with these weird-ass takes. I mean, for crying out loud, people even sexualize Misty from Pokemon. She's 10, but I guess a huge portion of her fans will cosplay as her in like this spicy getup. And I guess they imagine her as like an older person, at least I'm hoping so. Or maybe they just want to take on her theme or something. But the point is, people will objectify anything. As long as consent is part of the action, there's nothing wrong with it, especially coming from a company that also profits from said sexualization. No, like, interesting how that works. Super interesting how that works. Super, super interesting how that works. You know what I mean? When it suits you though, right? I don't know. Dogging on people for objectifying a pixelated adult woman character and claiming that they've never, or the people doing it have never seen a woman, while you're also selling anime sexy figurines for people who have possibly never seen a woman either. I don't know. That's just peak projection. I'm at least happy that people can hold companies like this accountable. I don't know if they're just parroting the loudest Twitter users and thinking that they're being like, ooh, I'm a cool dad. See, I'm down with the kids by doing that, but you're just making yourself look like a total idiot, because unfortunately, what these corporations don't realize is that the very loudest offended people who spend their entire lives on Twitter making a fuss about things, they don't make up the majority of gamers. Like, I understand if they want to make fun of stuff, because I am the queen of doing that. I love poking fun at stuff just for the hell of it. Like, the one thing, like I'm looking at Eve in this clip right here. I love narrating the most obvious thing that, well, it's obvious to me, but probably not to other people. Like, her ponytail is super long, right? And I'm just imagining her ass cheeks, because I've had that happen to me when my hair was longer, and I'm like, it's the most uncomfortable feeling. And you don't realize it until later, and a strand of hair gets stuck between your ass cheeks. And you pull, because you don't even realize what's happening. You're just like pulling up your hair until you realize there's that invisible sliding feeling that's wiping its way through the canyons of your lower end. And then you realize it's your hair that just traversed through the valley of which no one should ever travel, that only functions as an exit. It's the most disgusting thing. It's so disgusting. And I'm thinking, goddamn, I know damn well that with all that fighting in her ponytail being longer than she is, whipping this way and that, she's got to have some wipeage. Her hair's got to smell like ass, because it's impossible. You can't get over. You guys know what I'm talking about. You cannot get over that. Anyone who's ever had that happen with your hair, it is nasty. It's nasty. And not just that, her enemies, really realistically, because it's a fantasy game, her enemies would just use it and strangle her with it. It's the easiest thing in the world, but it's a game, so nobody really thinks about it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares. Nobody thinks about that. You know how many times she must step on her ponytail and crack her own neck? Look how long that thing is, bro. What if it gets caught on something and she's running and then she or like her freaking body keeps going in one direction? You know what I'm saying? And her hair's stuck and then her neck dislocates from the rest of her body because her ponytail got caught, or she scalps herself by accident. Those are things that would realistically happen. And, you know, none of us would ever have our hair that long and be doing what she's doing without it being in a bun or cutting it so people can't use it against you. But it's a video game, and it's wonderful to have a character wear outfits that I wouldn't wear in public, or having hairstyles that I wouldn't have if I were fighting monsters that could easily grab onto it. So people know, like, you can make fun of that stuff, but then shaming other people and attacking, especially coming from IGN, you're attacking the consumers and the developers, the two people that you need, by the way, to keep your job. That's what's really getting me. What is it with these people attacking the people from whom they expect money to be given to them or opportunities to be given to them so they can make money? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. But yeah, these people who are having an issue that the companies are trying to be like or cater to, that spend their entire lives on Twitter, they don't make up the majority of us gamers. That's not the majority. And this is very clear also. You can know this from how badly their products sell when they go into this type of mindset to cater to that very small percentage of public outrage people. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Yeah, but anyway, good luck with that though.